Hi. Hello. Today, I'm gonna tell you guys about the shit show that was my high school. Now this video isn't meant to be like an expose of sorts. Well, kinda. I'm just sitting here telling my experience. That's all I can do. I wrote a little script. Now let's start with the counselors of my high school. That I think is a great start. But I will say that based on from like what they've actually told me themselves is that they were overworked and stretched entirely too thin for everything they were tasked to do. And so I'm being a little more considerate of that now than I would have been a couple years ago when I originally sat down and tried to tell this story. Let's start at the end of my freshman year because this is just an event that boggles my mind every day still. And I graduated 3 years ago. So right now I'm currently, a film major, and in high school, I always knew that I wanted to do something with film, with visual media. That's just what I want to do. And so at my high school, they had this broadcasting media class, which was the closest thing we had to a film production thing. So I really wanted to get into it. So I had told my counselor, Miss, and I said, "Hey girl, I see there's a broadcasting media, what's up with that?" He said, "Oh, that class is a career tech," and at the time, she said that class is only reserved for juniors and seniors, so you have to wait. And I was like, okay, check with you in a year. So sophomore year rolls by, I'm taking my regular classes, failing A-push because but that's a different conversation. So now it's scheduling time again, and I'm just like, hey, how about that broadcasting media? And she tells me, oh, your schedule for next year is insanely too packed. There's no way we can fit it in. Take note of this. I'm a sophomore, scheduling for my junior year, okay? That's important. I quote, she says, "We'll see what we can do next year." So junior year rolls along, everything is good at this point. Everything is good at this point. I'm in her office just about every day, honestly. Because right now we're doing scholarships and looking into SAT and ACT and all those different tests for colleges and the scores I have to get. Now it's the end of the year. We're scheduling for senior year. Senior year is the last year. And so I'm excited, I got all my classes done pretty much for the most part. I already got all my credit. Everything that I really needed to do junior year was already done. So senior year is supposed to be a breeze. Oh yes, but stay tuned for that. And so I'm like, hey girl, let's get into it. Let's do the broadcasting media class. I'm so ready for this. And when I tell you, that woman looked me in my face and told me, oh, you can't do it because it's a 2-year program and you should have signed up for it last year for your junior year. Because it's a 2-year program, meaning you can't get the full credit for 1 year. So I kind of blew up. Because I'm like, so you mean to tell me I have literally asked you about this class every single year for the last 3 years straight in a row, and every year you told me there was some excuse that I can't take it, and now I really can't take it because it's a 2-year program and I'm scheduling to be a fucking senior. I was annoyed, irritated, upset because I was lied to. Since we are on the topic of counselors, let's get into why I don't have my honors diploma. Okay, now this one, I don't even need my notes for this. So for middle school, I had went to an advanced. In middle school, I was also taking high school credits. I took health in 8th grade, and I was taking a high school math and whatever. When I got to high school, I was already a year ahead in science. What is it? It's my sophomore year. I want to get my honors diploma. But I knew in the state of Ohio or something, at least I don't know if it changed, but at the time you had to take physics to get your honors diploma. And I already knew that ahead of time. I knew that. Sophomore year, scheduling for junior year. I'm disappointed because she told me that I can't do the broadcasting media class. And so now I'm just like, okay, besides that, whatever. What about, this honors diploma? Am I still on track for that? And she's like, you're absolutely on track for that. And I asked her to her face in her office in our meeting, I say, and I quote, I said, hey, So I heard that you had to take physics to get your honors diploma. Is that true? And she told me, no, it's not true. You can take any science. You can take any science and still get your honors diploma. Now, before I actually committed to a science, I asked another counselor. I asked for her, and I said, hey, is it true that I can take any science of my choosing, and still receive my honors diploma? And they both said yes. Two different counselors both told me the exact same thing, that I could take any science. So in my junior year of high school, I signed up to take forensic science because, you know, criminal minds. So I was like, cool. And it was fun. It was a good class. So now I'm junior year, like in the junior year, I'm scheduling for senior year, and I'm like, hey girl, that honors diploma's in the bag. And she's like, oh, no, actually. What do you? Well, if you wanted your honors diploma, you gotta take physics, because physics is a requirement to get your honors diploma. So again, I blew up on her because I asked you if I had to take physics, and you told me no, that I could take science. I asked another counselor if it was true that I had to take physics, and she also said, no, you can take any science you want. So now here I am in your office scheduling for senior year, asking you about an update on how it's going, and you're just now telling me no, that you have to take physics. And so like, I get it. I'm just upset because I'm just like, why would you? Don't get me wrong, like I said before, I knew that physics was a requirement, but I asked my counselor and another counselor to be sure, because I really didn't want to take physics, because physics is physics. Why would I openly want to take, why would I purposefully want to take physics? I don't. I haven't. I thought that asking my counselor was a good idea. Right, you think when you ask your counselor for advice that you get the correct information, so I don't know why all this time she's telling me that I could take any science I want. Let me waste my time, well, not waste my time, it was fun, but like let me take a whole year of forensic science and not once tell me that, oh yeah, like you gotta take physics. Like I asked you and another counselor, and you both told me wrong information. So who what's the truth? What are the facts? And then she's like, as I'm blowing up, she's like, oh no, like calm down, like you can just take it your senior year. And I blew up again! No, I'm not taking it my senior year. I wanted my senior year to be easy with no stress, and I know physics equals and I didn't want to do that because I was already a year ahead. I was a whole year ahead. So that, in my mind, I had it set up. We're like, okay, if I have to take physics, I'll take it my junior year. So if I like fail or something happens for whatever reason, I can then redo it senior year, or just be done with it. So I could again breeze through my senior year. And now you're telling me that I have to take physics to get my honors diploma. So I said no. No, I honestly could have just sucked it up and took physics my senior year and just got my honors diploma. I mean, I could have, and should have. But the little diva in me was upset because I was lied to by not one, but two different counselors that both told me that I could take any science of my choosing and still get my honors diploma. Now, why would you lie? It's the lying that irritates me. And I was already upset too, because this is the exact same meeting where I'm being told that I can't take broadcasting media. So it's like I'm no longer getting two things that I really wanted to get out of my high school experience. I'm not taking a production class, and I'm not getting a fucking honors diploma. That's all I wanted. Dramatic old me. I stood up, dramatically pushed my chair into the desk, and then I walked out. Not signed up for broadcasting media. And no longer on track to getting my honors diploma. Other than that, honestly, she was a pretty cool counselor. Like, the more I saw her every day senior year about scholarships and transcripts and applications for colleges, and that's also another story that took months, by the way. They just don't want me to be great. And I still got lucky considering all of the other stories that I've heard from like my peers. I'm thinking about making like a little mini series of this, you know?
This was recorded in September, and you're talking about a series.
Just telling the wild events of public school. The wild stories of McKinley. Just all the things that happened there. All of the things that happened there. If you went to McKinley, or if you go to McKinley and you would like your story to be told, send me an email. I'm gonna start putting my email in the description box for business purposes, I guess. DM me on Instagram. If we're friends on Facebook, let me know. Which actually I shared this on Facebook and only like 3 of you responded. Kind of upset, like again, like let me be great, whatever. And that's all I really have for you today. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching, I guess. I have a lot of stories on the Canton City School District, to be honest, cause woo chilly. I don't know what I'm doing, but I also almost just kicked the fuck out of my camera just now. I am so happy, so happy, and they came so quick.